Hey everybody, so I'm back again with another recap of 90 Day Fiance. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. If you'd like to know when my videos drop every single week, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you like anything that I say during this video, hit a like or share with another fellow 90 Day Fiance super fan like us over here in the trashy community. Okay, so let's just jump right into the recap. So I'm going to start off this week with Jonathan and Fernanda. So this week, Jonathan and Fernanda are on their way to Myrtle Beach for a little R&R. So it's been a month, they're a month into their 90 days, and you know, it's been kind of a rough month with Pantygate and you know, just a whole bunch of mess going on. Fernanda feels super alone. Jonathan's been working a lot, and so they are going to take a little vacation to get away from it all and just relive their love in Mexico, because that's where they met, was on the beach on vacation. And you know, they're really trying to recapture and remind themselves of why they're together and why, you know, they're getting married. And I'm a little concerned that they need to be reminded so early in their relationship. Like, usually people do things like this after they've been married for years. You know, you have a few kids, the spark or the fire may be dying down, and you need to just get away for a little bit to, you know, remember or rekindle that fire. But the fact that they're like freshly engaged, she's only been there 30 days, and they already need to be reminded of why they're in love and why they're in this relationship, it's a little concerning to me, honestly. But nonetheless, they are on vacation. They're having a good time. They go to this restaurant, they sit down and they talk about the wedding plans, and then Jonathan's family comes up. And actually, I completely forgot, like, we have not met anybody in his family. He doesn't talk about his family. We've met all his friends. Never once has he mentioned mom, dad, brother, sister. And it dawned on me, like, during the scene, I was like, oh, dang, we don't know this man's family. Like, we know nothing about him, literally. I don't know what the situation is with his family, but it seems a little shaky. He's making it sound like he's hiding Fernanda from them. And I'm just curious to know, is he hiding her because she's Mexican or because she's 19? I don't know which. He didn't even tell his mom that he was getting engaged. Something is funny going on with him and his family. I don't know if they are closet racists or if they're just concerned about him. He said his mom said that he was having a midlife crisis. He kind of is, honestly, but something's funny going on there. And the fact that she has never, like, they're engaged, ready to get married in 60 days, and she has never met a member of his family, not once, is concerning to me, and it's concerning to her. She says that if the family connection is not there, then she doesn't know if she wants to marry him, and that's totally valid. I agree with Fernanda on that. You know, Jonathan was saying, you know, oh, you're not marrying my family, you're marrying me. But you kind of are. When you marry someone, you kind of do marry their family as well. And the fact that she's being hidden is concerning. I don't know what's going on there, but she needs to meet the family ASAP, and they need to decide what's going on with this wedding. I don't understand how these people are like, don't even have a wedding idea. And you only have 90 days. That's not a lot of time. Get on this wedding. You need to have already introduced her to your family. Why has she not met them already? She should have met them a long time ago. And y'all need to get to planning this wedding. This is 60 days. I mean, it's not a lot of time. I don't know. I honestly think they should just go down to Mexico and get married. Some of you were saying that in the comments, and I totally agree. Fernanda is really, really young. She's really close to her family. Jonathan's not close to his family at all. Why are they getting married in the United States? Go to Mexico, get married so her family can be there, watch their baby girl be given away. It just makes more sense. Jonathan's 30 something. He don't even talk to his mama for real. Go to Mexico and get married so she can be with her mama. This whole wedding up there is strange to me when he's not even close to his family. He hasn't even talked to them about her. She hasn't met any of them. They need to go to Mexico and get married. But fast forward a little later in this episode, they decide that they're going to go out to the club. Once again, that's where they met. They love to dance. They love to party. They just want to have a good time. And I'm like, okay, I see y'all. And so they get there. And of course, the drinking age is 21 here. It's 18 in Mexico. So Fernanda cannot drink, but Jonathan is drinking shots. He has had way too much to drink, but it looks like they're having fun. He's getting a little loose. Fernanda's a little bit upset. She doesn't like that he is drinking a lot and that she doesn't get to drink, because everybody knows it's annoying to be the sober person when everybody around you is drunk. You're sober. It's like everything gets on your nerves. When you're drunk too, it's like you chilling with the rest of them. You don't care. But when you're that one sober person, it's like everything the drunk people are doing is just annoying. So Fernanda is a little bit annoyed at Jonathan at this point. So, you know, she's like, well, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. And while she's in the bathroom, some girl who knows where she came from. I don't know if this was a producer sent her over there, because she literally just popped up out of nowhere as soon as Fernanda was gone. Starts dancing on Jonathan. Jonathan was a little bit like deer in the headlights for a second. It was like he didn't know what to do. He like kind of put his hand on her, but then was like, oh no, I don't know what we're doing. And then finally he tells the girl, hey, I can't dance with you. And she's like, what? You know, because the music's loud. She can't hear anything he's saying. He's like, I can't dance with you. She's like, why? I'm engaged. Oh, my fiance's in the bathroom. She's coming out. And like, before he can even like get it all out good and let the girl know, like, hey, like, this is a no-go. Fernanda comes back, sees some girl with her booty scooched up on her man, and goes off. Like, what is going on? What are y'all doing? Why are you dancing with her? Like, she went from 0 to 12,000 in about 0.2 seconds. It was so crazy. She like spills the girl's drink and like acts like she's gonna grab her and fight her. So finally they get outside, and in Jonathan's confession, he tells a story about how, you know, when they were in Mexico in the club, some girl was looking at him and he was looking at her, and Fernanda like went to go fight the girl. So Fernanda is living up to the stereotype of fiery Latina at this point, because she is not playing with Jonathan. Now, here's my thing. I see both sides, because what Jonathan should have done when that girl came up to him and started dancing on him, if you know your fiance is crazy, okay, she fought a girl and you in the club last time for looking. Like, all you did was look. You didn't even dance, or you looked at her. So you know your fiance is crazy. Why would you take all that time to try to explain to her, oh, I can't dance with you? Dude, walk off. Like, walk clean off. There's no need to explain why. Okay? She came up and started dancing on you. All you had to do was smooth walk off. That's what I would have done if I were a man and I know my girl is crazy and she's in the bathroom and she can come back any second. I'm walking off. There is no, hey, excuse me, ma'am. Listen, hey, you're very pretty, okay? You look nice tonight. I just want you to know you do look nice. And if I were single, okay, I would totally be into this. This would be my thing with you right here. Yes, girl. But my fiance is in the bathroom and she's a little psycho. And if she comes out here and sees us dancing together, she's probably gonna kill us both. So it's best that we not dance together. Like, Jonathan, we don't need all that explanation, baby. Like, that took too long. Like, all of that. And that's why I'm like, what's this staged? What's this fake? Because that long explanation, listen, if you know your girl is crazy, men, sound off in the comments. If you know your girl is crazy and some girl comes up on you dancing, are you gonna stop and explain to her why you can't dance with her? Are you gonna ease to the left real fast? Like, see ya, girl. Like, I'm not doing this. You're not about to get me in trouble. You're not about to get me stabbed up. Like, no. So I don't know why I don't know if it was because he was drunk and his brain just wasn't processing things quickly enough or what, but he took way too long. And so, you know, I see his side because he really didn't do anything wrong. It was just he didn't act fast enough. Like, he should have been gone as soon as that girl walked up on him. But he was trying to be polite to her. He didn't want to be mean. And if Fernanda came back and saw it, and then it's like the thong, like all these different things, and she's just like, no. And she blows up. And I probably would have done the same thing because it didn't look good. Like, I see why she blew up. Like, I'm not going to fault her for being mad because it didn't look good when she walked up. Like, this girl literally has her booty scooched up on her man. Like, I probably wouldn't have thrown her a drink, but I probably would have went off on him and been like, what are you doing? You know? I don't know. It was just crazy and unfortunate. But Jonathan, you should have walked off, my dude. Like, I would have been gone. I wouldn't have even said nothing to the girl. She would have turned around and nobody would have been there. I would have been out, deuces. But, you know, they were fighting in the street last we left them. She's going to end up forgiving him. This is going to blow over. It was a cute little dramatic moment for TV. You know, but oh gosh, that family situation is really worrying me. Why does Jonathan not talk to his family like that? What's going on? I don't know. I guess we'll find out next week. Let's move on to the next couple. So next is Jay and Ashley. So this week, Jay and Ashley are enjoying their life in Philadelphia. It is the night after his first day there after they arrive, and Ashley is really trying to get used to the idea of Jay being around all the time. She wants to get up and cook breakfast for him. She calls him down. They're, you know, looking around, and then all of a sudden stuff starts falling out of the cabinets, and it was a mess. They break dishes and all kinds of foolishness. You know, Jay's just a little clumsy and goofy, but you know, whatever. I really ragged on Jay and Ashley at the beginning, but they haven't grown on me. I've just like stopped caring about them a whole lot. Like, whatever they want to do is fine by me. Ashley decided to surprise Jay with a little welcome dinner. It was real cute. I thought that was really nice of her because she knows that he's there by himself. Good job, Ashley, by the way, for recognizing that this man has uprooted his whole life and come to a place where he knows absolutely no one, and has tried to bring him into the fold of her friends and everything. A lot of the, you know, Americans don't really do that, or they do it, but it's not a good vibe. Like, the people that they introduce them to, you'd be like, no, they're not gonna hang with them. It seemed like a really cool, laid-back group of people. You know, everybody was really friendly. Of course, Ashley's friend Natalie was there, who does not like Jay and Ashley together. She still thinks that Jay cheated on Ashley. And so they go outside and have a little private conversation. Jay is kind of mad that Ashley said that he cheated on her, but the thing about it was, he didn't deny it. So like, the whole time they were having their little argument or conversation, he never once denied that it happened. He didn't say, I would never cheat on Ashley, I never cheated on her. He just kept saying, well, that's in the past. So I'm like, so you did? So you did cheat on her, but it's just in the past. I guess they're doing that whole idea of when he's in Jamaica, he can do whatever he wants, and now that he's here, he needs to be faithful, I guess. I don't really get that, because it's like, you were engaged while he was in Jamaica, and I would want my fiance to be faithful to me, even if they are in another country. I don't know, but Natalie wasn't having it, and neither was I, honestly. Jay clearly cheated on Ashley while he was in Jamaica, and I think Natalie was telling the truth. I don't think she just made it up. I think Jay was more so mad that she told, and not that she said something that wasn't true, because he didn't say it wasn't true. I don't know, but there was a lot of tension going on there. Later, we saw that Ashley has decided to cut Natalie out of the wedding because she doesn't want someone in her wedding that's not really like about her and Jay's love and doesn't support their relationship, which I totally get. That's her wedding. She can choose to have or not choose to have whoever she wants in or not in it. So if she don't want no drama on her wedding day and wanted to cut Natalie out, I totally stand by that, girl. That's your wedding day. You do whatever you feel is right. But I do think that Natalie was telling the truth. I think Natalie had her best intentions at heart. And I think that she might have just taken it a little too far. See, after Ashley told me that if Jesus came down and told her he was cheating, she wouldn't care. I don't care no more. Like, I'm not going to keep on. Like, if you want to be a fool, that's fine. Like, I'll still love you. And I'll sit here while you just look a fool. But, you know, I'm not going to keep on bringing it up. And I think Natalie just kept doing too much. And that's what made Ashley just be like, you know what? Don't worry about the wedding. And her other bridesmaids go to try on their dress. And then we find out that the second wedding that she ran out on, girl, the wedding was already paid for, $60K. I was like, girl, $60,000? I mean, if it's not right, yeah, get out. It's not right. But, ooh, that's a lot of money to throw away. Like, these bridesmaids have been through the fire and the water with Ashley. They have bought 2 bridesmaids dresses because she's run out on 2 weddings. I don't know if I like anybody that much. I would have held on to the first dress and said, listen, you better pick this dress again, because I'm not buying another dress. You want to keep on getting engaged and keep having folks buying dresses, you better pick the same dress every time. Like, what am I supposed to do with this dress I got that I can't wear to nowhere? That's pretty much it for Jay and Ashley. We'll see what happens in the future as far as the drama between them and her friends and their wedding, and with his cheating scandal, because it does seem like he is cheating on her, but you know, we'll see what happens with them in the future. Let's move on to the next couple. Okay, so next is Kalani and Asuelu. So this week, Kalani and Asuelu have taken little baby Oliver to the park. You know what? Kalani is really a helicopter mom. I think she's, and not to say, I mean, I get it that Asuelu is still learning how to parent and how to be around a baby and what to do. But I think she does too much. Like, she needs to just kind of let him be a little bit and let him be with his son. Like, when he was swinging him in the swing, the baby was fine. You know, he's not a newborn. His neck is strong. He doesn't have to hold him. I don't know. She was just doing too much. But They sit down at the park and have a conversation about the housing situation. So them staying at the Airbnb is not going to be feasible much longer because it just costs too much money. And so Kalani's parents have a home in Utah, which is the hub of the Mormons. And they have a separate house in Utah that has 5 bedrooms. Her brother lives there already. And so her and Asuelu and Oliver are going to move to Utah to live in that house because, of course, it's for free. And she ain't got no money because she quit her job when Asuelu came. I want to know what kind of jobs these people have that they just quit them so easily. Like, I feel like, because we haven't heard what Kalani was. Most of the time when people on the show, they lead with, hi, my name is Kalani. I'm blah, blah, blah years old. I am a blank. I live in blank. Like, we know what everybody else's occupation is. Ashley's a bartender. Colt's a computer scientist or something. Jonathan is a realtor. Like, we know what everybody else does. We don't know what Kalani does. I have no idea what job she quit. I don't know what she did. I don't know what Kalani did. I honestly am not even sure if she actually had a job. I think she just said that for TV. I don't think the girl worked. I think she just lived in her sister's house and took care of her babies. I don't know what she did. I don't know. But she quit her job when Asuelu came to spend time with him. And so now she's just using up her savings, I guess. I don't know. This girl seems real scatterbrained. I'm like, for you to have a baby, to be quitting jobs willy-nilly, that lets you know right there her family's taking care of her. Because no single mother who had a small baby would have quit their job with no new job waiting. Like, nobody's doing that. So that lets me know that Kalani is super spoiled. Her family takes care of her and probably does everything for her, pays for everything. She's probably set and good. And so, you know, she's telling Asuelu that he needs to behave while he's at the house. And he's like, I'm going to behave. And well, my parents are there. And I'm like, first of all, when has Asuelu not behaved? Like, the first time, you know, when he did the dance in the airport, that was like the most like unbehaved thing he's done since we've seen him on the show. He is the most behaved person I've ever seen. He's very laid back. You know, he's a little simple, but yeah, I mean, he seems calm. He's not trying to pick a fight with anybody. Like, why are you telling him to behave? I don't know. And then we find out that, you know, Kalani apparently is like super sexually attracted to Asuelu, and she wants it all the time, every day, which is weird because she seems so cold when she's with him. So maybe she's different when the cameras aren't there, because when they're doing scenes together, like, it's literally like big sister and little brother. Like, she's just telling him what to do. She's very matter of fact. There's no emotion. There's no love. Like, I don't sense like sexual chemistry. I don't sense lovey-doveyness from her to him. I just don't. So maybe she's different when the cameras aren't on. I don't know. But yeah, I don't get that. But apparently Asuelu says she wants it all the time, every day. So, you know, hopefully she don't pop up pregnant again. Fast forward, they decide to have a little dinner with Kalani so that they can kind of get to the bottom of their issues, say goodbye before they leave to go to Utah. And this actually was really nice. I know that Family Kalani has complained on the internet about, you know, TLC's editing and how they're making them look and such. But, you know, Kalani actually looked like a human being because, you know, Asuelu basically told her what the real deal was. She wanted to know, did he cheat on her sister? She basically said when he slept with the other girl, him and Kalani were not even talking like that. Like, they had met and they had, you know, were talking, but she told him, hey, I don't like, you know, guys of color. I like white guys. So Asuelu's like, oh, okay, well, she don't really like me like that, so I'm gonna go do me, which is what anybody would do. And then when he slept with somebody else, she got all in her feelings and then told her sister that, you know, he cheated on her when really that wasn't the case. And so I think Kalani's eyes are starting to be open that her sister basically is trifling and that Asuelu didn't cheat on her. And so she forgives him and says, you know what, I'll give you a chance. You know, prove me wrong, do my sister right. And it was a really nice scene. I really appreciated that because, you know, it really proved to me that, like, okay, TLC's not just editing y'all to be villains. Like, y'all are actually just being villains. Like, I don't get the whole, oh, they're editing me to be a certain way. Like, there's only so much that editing can do. If you're being an a-hole, it's going to come across. Like, it's really hard for, you know, to edit. You are like an angel and you're so sweet and nice and you never did anything bad, and they edit you to look like you're mean and like you're being mean to Asuelu. Like that's not gonna happen. Like y'all are being mean to him. Y'all are being prejudiced toward him because he's from Samoa and because he came from a small village, and y'all think that he's not gonna do anything for your sister. That's what you think. So don't complain about editing. Those are words that you have said out of your mouth in your confessional. So nobody is inventing things about you just because of editing. No, we're going by the words that are coming directly out of your mouth, family Kalani. So y'all can miss me with that whole TLC's editing y'all to look like the bad guys. No, you are the bad guys. You get a pass this week because Kalani was a human being and was nice to Asuelu and gave him the benefit of the doubt, which they should have done from the minute he walked in the door. But that's beside the point. Better late than never. And so, you know, I'm cool with Kalani for now. I still don't like the family as a collective whole unit, but for this week they get a pass, and I will not roast them so hard as I have in the past. But you know, that's it for them. Let's move on to the next couple. Okay, so next is Colt and Larissa. So this week Colt is at work while Debbie and Larissa are out and about in Las Vegas. They are riding around in this raggedy car that they have that looks like it is held together with duct tape and a prayer. No air conditioning. And Larissa has decided that it is time for them to start looking for some furniture. And so they go couch shopping. So they go to this cute little store and they're looking around. Debbie is trying her hardest to be friendly to Larissa. You can tell she is smiling through clenched teeth. She looks like she wants to really choke Larissa, but she is holding it together for the sake of the relationship with her son, because she knows that if she shuns Larissa that she could lose Colt as well. So she's trying. I give it to you, Debbie. They go to the shop and they pick out a couch. Larissa sees this cute leather sectional that she really likes. And she wants to get it right there on the spot. Debbie thinks that that's not a good idea because she thinks that they need to ask Colt first. Larissa says that Colt has not given her the credit card, and I'm like, yeah, probably rightly so. He doesn't really know her, which is weird because he's marrying her. And I'm like, if you know her well enough to propose, why do you not know her well enough to give her your credit card? But okay, I mean, to each his own. That's their relationship. I'm not gonna question it. Mother Debbie says that her and Colt have this same bank account, and she's not just gonna dip into his bank account without his consent. And I actually kind of agree with that. Now, I know a lot of people were up in arms about Colt and Debbie having the same bank account, myself included. I was tweeting about it. Other people were tweeting about it and how weird it is that he's 33 and still has a bank account with his mother. But then in the 90 Day Fiance live, when Mother Debbie was talking, she was saying that her and Colt actually do have their own money, but they have a bank account that he got when he was 14 years old that have both their names on it, that has money in it. Now, I get that because I actually still have a bank account with my mom's name on it from when I was 16, when I got my first job and I couldn't get a bank account on my own. And that's what I did for the first few years that I worked, is I had to put money in the joint account with my mom because I couldn't get one by myself. And that account still exists. It is still open to this day. It still has money sitting in it. That's kind of like my nest egg. I don't touch it. I have a separate checking and savings account that has my money in it that I can transfer and do whatever I want. But that money with my mom's name on it still exists. So I kind of get what Debbie's saying. It's like, you know, her and Colt have this money that, you know, he got when he was a teenager, and it's just sitting and it's still his money. And she's like, I don't want to dip into his money without his permission. Like, I kind of get that. Now, the only thing that makes it extra weird is that they still live together and they're basically a couple. Like, you know, if me and my mom like lived in the same house and it was just us and like we did everything together and then we also had a joint, it's just like, it's too much. Like, y'all need to have some sort of separation. But, you know, they are, you know, it's them for life, like them against the world, like Colt and Debbie forever. So I get the whole bank account thing. I'm glad she cleared it up in the 90 Day Live, because honey, I was gagging over this joint bank account at 33 years old. Like, what are y'all doing? But yeah, so I think Debbie did the right thing. She doesn't trust Larissa. She's like, girl, I don't know you. Okay, you're the new wife in the house. Like, hold your horses. Like, we're not about to go spending money on $1,200 couches. And so they go pick up Colt from work, and Colt basically agrees with his mom. So it's kind of like the battle of the sister wives at this point. It's like Debbie versus Larissa, like who's gonna win? And Debbie won this first battle. Sorry, Larissa, but Debbie won that one. Colt took her side, totally and completely agreed 100% that they shouldn't have bought the couch. Larissa tried to play it off like she wanted to surprise Colt. Girl, that wasn't no surprise. You wanted to buy a couch with his money without him knowing. And like, they just basically said no. Once again, I love how Colt does not give in to Larissa being lovey-dovey. He doesn't give in to her trying to manipulate him to get her way. Like, he just doesn't fall for any of her BS. I don't even know how she convinced him to propose to her, because he is so strong-willed when it comes to telling her no. I'm like, how did you two get engaged? Like, how did you convince him? Because he like does not want to hear anything she's saying. He is so level-headed and focused on what he's gonna do that he doesn't care if she flashes those big teeth and gums at him. He's like, nope, we're doing XYZ, and I'm not changing my mind. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, I like Colt a lot. He's like one of my favorites. Later in the episode, they go and visit Colt's cousin John and his pregnant wife, who once again wore some type of flower on her head. And, you know, basically Larissa said that John was being rude to her, that he was acting like he was the immigration police. I mean, he was asking valid questions. Clearly, John does not trust Larissa. In the 90-day live, he basically said that she's here for a green card. John knows what's up. He knows Larissa's in game. He sees through the scam. And I think he's trying to alert Colt to it. And he just said he's not going to fake the funk because his cousin wants to bring this girl to visit. Like, he's like, no, I'm not about to fake it like we cool. Like, I see what you're doing. I mean, I probably would have been the same way. I probably would have been a little salty toward her. But at the same time, it's like Colt is a grown man who can make his own decisions, and it doesn't need his cousin to come to his rescue. So, you know, whatever. I'm kind of on the fence with that. It's like, I see why he was being salty to her, but at the same time, Colt is grown and capable of making his own decisions. And I don't think he needs anybody to be rude to the girl just to show that she's scamming him. If she's scamming him. But he'll figure it out on his own, you know. But yeah, so that was basically it for Colt and Larissa. Let's move on to the next couple. Okay, so next is Steven and Olga. So this episode was kind of crazy with Steven and Olga. They wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Olga's having contractions. And y'all, Steven really kind of melted my heart when they were getting ready to go to the hospital, because he was helping Olga do everything. And it was so sweet. He put her shoes on. He helped her get her coat on. He helped her put her shirt on. Like, it was, y'all, I like Steven. I don't know what's going to happen later, but the kid is clueless. He's a little bit of a jerk, but he means well, and I like him. They get to the hospital, child, they pulled up at this hospital, and I was like, is that an apartment building? What is that? What is this building? And he was like, is this the hospital? I'm like, is this the hospital? It looked like an apartment building. Like, there was no way to tell that it was a hospital. Like, the parking lot wasn't even well lit. Like, what hospital do you know is not like shining bright fluorescent lights 24/7 from the inside and all throughout the parking lot? Like, they walked up and it was pitch black dark. They walked inside and it straight up looked like the hospital that Rick woke up in on episode 1 of The Walking Dead. Like, nobody had been there. The light was dim. I was like, what is this? Like, is this what they doing in Russia? Okay, I totally get why Steven wants to Michael Jackson whisk his baby out of there as soon as it's born, because Russia hospital, no. I was concerned. It did not look clean. It was just, oh gosh, it really just brings into perspective how other countries are other than America and how blessed we really are over here. It turns out that, you know, they don't have the whole policy where anybody can be in the room with the mom. No, like only the mother's in the birthing room. The father cannot be in there. They have to get special permission from the head doctor of the hospital beforehand before they can do it. And I guess Olga didn't ask about this when she was going to her weekly appointments. Maybe she didn't know Steven wanted to be in the room. I'm like, this is what I'm saying. These two people are so young. Like, they don't even know how to communicate with each other. Like, I'm sure he never even told her, hey, I want to be in the room with you when you have the baby. Like, he probably just assumed she knew that, and she didn't think to ask, and she doesn't know what to do. Like, they don't know what, they are so clueless. Like, both of them are, he's so clueless. He has no idea what's going on with her body. He has no idea how a baby's born. He was asking her as they're walking out to the cab, do you feel him? Is he still coming? It's like, she's having contractions. Like, she's in early labor. She's having, that doesn't mean the baby's head is like crowning. Steven, calm down. Like, she's got about 50 more of these contractions before she actually has the baby. They're both so clueless. They have no idea like how to communicate with each other. I just can't believe that she did not already talk to the doctor at the hospital and say, hey, my baby's father would like to be in the room with me. He already told me. Like, Does she not know that they have that policy? Like, she's having contractions. She's not in the mindset to be going back and forth with him. He's getting upset and crying, kind of making it all about himself. And I'm like, dude, she's literally in the middle of a contraction. Like, we don't need your tears right now crying because you can't be in the room. Like, I can't think because I'm hurting. I'm in pain. Like, I get it. I get why Olga was being short with him, because I can only imagine, like, if I'm having like monthly period cramps and somebody comes to me crying about like, oh, I can't, like, get out of my face. Like, I don't know. So Olga didn't care. She's trying to breathe through her contractions. Steven's kind of being a baby about it. They don't know how to communicate. He's upset because he thinks he's going to miss the birth of his son. So he goes back to the apartment. The next morning he comes back and they talk to the head doctor. He has to sign all this paperwork. He waits 6 hours. Thank God she had a long labor, because I mean, she could have had the baby at any point, but eventually they let him in the room. He comes in the room and he's like holding her hand and he's like fully like covered. I'm like, is she having a C-section? Like, he was fully in the gear already just going into the room. So I'm thinking maybe they already knew she was going to have a C-section, because I don't know why he was covered, like sterilized, while she was just laying in the bed, like having contractions. I don't know. But apparently the baby's big and Olga's tiny. And so she has to have an emergency C-section. And that's kind of where they leave it hanging with them. So baby boy is going to be born next week. They left it on a cliffhanger. So we'll see how this baby looks and how Steven's going to act when it comes time for him to be a dad next week. Let's move on to the next couple. Okay, so last is Eric and Leida. So Eric and Leida's whole segment was a hot freaking mess from beginning to end. Started out, you know, they're with her parents. They have landed. They are driving through New York. They're showing them kind of the sights. And then they stay in the cabin in Philadelphia one more night just to give them a break from traveling, because they have to go another 15 hours. Lord Jesus, 15-hour drive to Bugaboo, Wisconsin.
To where?
It's not Bugaboo.
No, what you talking about?
Well, what is it?
It's Baraboo.
Who?
Baraboo.
It's called what now?
Baraboo.
Baraboo?
Yes.
I'm sorry, y'all. Apparently it's called Baraboo. I like Bugaboo better.
Girl,
so we're gonna say Bugaboo.
Oh my God.
They have to drive 15. Like, I can imagine being in a car for 15 hours, like 4 hours, and I'm like, I'm done. Put me on a plane. I'm done. I'm not driving anymore. After 4 hours in a car, I'm finished. I can't do long car rides. They're seeing the sights. Mom and Pop and sister and everybody knocked down the back seat. Finally, they get to the cabin, and Mom and Dad are looking around, and they're like, honey, they are shook at the size of this cabin. They're like, first of all, when you live out in the forest away from the city, that means that you're poor in Indonesia. So clearly Eric ain't got no money like that, because we're in the middle of the freaking woods. They walk through the house. They see that it's tiny, and the dad's like, well, we build big houses because we want to be comfortable. Like, there's houses of all different shapes and sizes. Y'all chill out. There's plenty of room in this cabin for everybody. They are concerned because there are bobcats and wildebeests outside. Honey, Leida's brother looked shook when Eric said there was wildlife right outside the door. I mean, I was just living for their whole scene this week, because the way her family was looking at that cabin, and then when he told them there were like lions and tigers and bears, oh my, outside, like they were like, we about to get our suitcases and go back to the city and get a hotel room. I was cracking up, y'all. Eric's trying to show that he is father of the year, honey, that he can be a dad to Alessandro. Alessandro wants nothing more than to just chill out with grandpa. He's like, yes, grandpa, I love you. And then Leida says that it's time to go to bed, and Eric goes to grab Alessandro. He starts throwing a royal 2-year-old fit, kicking and screaming. Eric's trying to be a disciplinarian. I'm like, dude, this is not the time to like act like you're like super stern disciplinarian. Clearly he's fussy. He just wanted to be with his grandpa. Like, let it go. Like, chill out. Eric is a weird dude, you guys. Like, when I saw he was manhandling Alessandro, like, you literally just met him 5 minutes ago. Like, you can't be manhandling other people's kids and like, no, I told you to stop. No, you need to calm down. Okay. Like, dude, chill out. Like, this ain't even your baby. This ain't even your kid. Like, you can't be snatching up other people's kids. Like, I know this is your future stepson, but at the same time, it's a very sticky situation when your significant other has a child. You have to kind of ease into that whole discipline thing. Eric's a weird dude. Like, y'all think Colt is weird? I think Eric is weird. Like, Colt is like computer nerd. Like, yeah, a little quirky, loves his mom, probably in a romantic way. But like, Eric is like bizarre. Like first of all, he looks 62. I don't think he's 40. Leida's parents even said he looked older than his age. He's not 40. He's lying about his age. He's lied about his apartment. He's lied about how much money he makes. Like, he's just lie. Like, he's a pathological liar. I think he's weird. He's strange. I think Eric is stranger than Colt. I'm sorry. I just do. He's weird to me. Then fast forward, they get to Bugaboo, Wisconsin. They meet Eric's whole family and Tanya, the ex-wife. You know, Leida's still a little, she feels some kind of way about the child support, and she don't want to meet Tanya, but Tanya's there, and Tanya's like, oh, you about to meet me, boo, because she sits right next to Leida on the sofa. Like, I mean, there was not nary a space in between them on that sofa. It was the most awkward moment ever. They're talking about the kids. Leida's mad that, what's the kid's name? Captain and Tennille are not there to greet her because they're at work. And I'm like, they're at work. You think they're going to call off for your welcoming party? Like, no. She's like mad about that. Then she starts talking about her hopes and dreams of being a doctor in America. And everybody's like, aha, aha, aha. We see why you're here now. She wants to be a doctor in America. And Leida's dad literally thinks that Eric is going to help, like, connect her with doctors. It's like medical schools, like give her that medical school connect so that she can like go back to school and become a successful doctor in America. Like, this is the worst guy that she could ever hook up with if she wants to become a doctor in the United States. What? No. After the crazy party has ended, then we fast forward to Leida finally coming to home sweet home Eric's apartment. And they walk in and it is a freaking mess, y'all. Like, there was laundry baskets in the floor. There were dirty dishes, like old coffee dried up, dishes on the sink, dishes on the counter, stuff on the living. Like, it was a mess. Eric claims that it was clean when he left. Now, I think that Eric was lying once again because they showed the apartment on like episode 1 and it looked like that. So I'm thinking that that's just how him and Tasha live. Like, they live like that all the time. In the 90-day live, Tasha said that 50% of the mess was hers. I believe her. Honestly, I don't think that house was clean when he left. I think that doesn't know how to live on his own. I think that it was a mess when he left. It was probably like a little cleaner. Like, there might not have been as many dishes, but I think that laundry was there. I think that dining room, that table when they walked in was full of clutter. I think all that stuff was there. Leida is distraught. She's crying. Eric's bed is tiny. It's like a twin size bed. Eric is a weird dude. What grown man sleeps in a twin size bed? Eric is a big guy. He's not little. Why does he have that tiny bed? Dude is strange. I'm telling you, he's weird. Y'all think Colt is weird? No. I see your Colt and I raise you an Eric. Dude is strange. She's crying. She's distraught because it's a mess. He's like, well, when Tasha comes back, she's going to have to clean it up. And I'm like, no, how about you clean it up how about you clean it? Like, why does Tasha have to clean it? I didn't get that at all. Leida wants to go back home. She doesn't know how her and Alessandro are going to live there. And I'm like, I don't either, girl. This is not for you. Okay. This is not the Lord's will for your life. I don't think. I think you need to find another American. It for Eric and Leida, and that was it for this entire episode. So thank you guys. I want to say one last thing. I'm not gonna recap the 90-day live, but I will say this: it was a lot better than it ever has been. They had people there that we wanted to see and let them talk. Mother Debbie, amazing job. She seems like a peach. I like Debbie. They had Angela on there, which I was kind of on the fence about. Like, do we really need to see Angela and Michael? But I guess a lot of people did kind of want to see what happened with them. And as I predicted, they were back together and never broke up. I said that when I recapped the tell-all. I said that they were back together, and they are. Angela looked amazing. I was like, Angela? Is that you, girl? I could not believe. She looked good. Angela went to Target. Like, she went from Walmart to straight up Target, TJ Maxx. She looked amazing. It was the best I'd ever seen her look. Her face looked airbrushed. I don't know. She just got a good makeup job, got a little tiny facelift. She looked great. Yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed the tell-all. It wasn't that bad. Michelle Collins, some people on Twitter aren't feeling Michelle. Michelle's getting her check, so I can't knock her. That's basically it for the tell-all. So, you know, that was just my 2 cents about it. I thought they did a really good job. They're on the right track. Keep it up. Maybe they'll perfect it. We'll see. Yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter at NICHI_P_tweets for all my live tweets during the show as it airs in real time every Sunday night. Thank you guys so much for watching. You have no idea how much it means to me that you stayed till the end watching this recap. I'll see you in the recap. Bye. Okay, so next is Jay and Ashley. So this week, Jay and Ashley are living their life in Pennsylvania together, and they decide to go out to dinner. That's what Ashley tells Jay. It's like his first day or his second day, I guess. It was after his first night in Pennsylvania. And she tells them